Hi, welcome to a very overdue episode of Martin Gardens. So much has been happening. Um, Let me just show you what we've got going on here. So, here is the state of things. That's my cantaloupe. Its name is Whitney. I've started to pick some of these, but let me just tell you kind of what's been happening. So, a couple of weeks ago, I made an unexpected trip up to visit my mom. She had some stuff going on medically, and we wanted to be there for her. So the garden, you'll notice how yellow everything is. During that time when we were away, I had my wonderful sister-in-law watering the garden for me, but there was a heat wave, and there was a heat wave here and in Texas actually. So I mean, you can put as much water in the ground as you want, but your leaves are still going to get scorched. So I have a lot of sun damage on the tomatoes in particular. But everything's doing okay. Everything's looking a little bit sad, but producing swimmingly. I think the squash and zucchini over here are towards the end of their life expectancies. There are a couple that still have flowers, so I'm continuing to water them, but I don't really have high hopes for them. The okra over there is doing fine though. These tomatoes have produced a lot, and I've already harvested quite a few of them. It's been really busy, so I haven't been making videos, but I'm going to be harvesting all of the red ones and all of the ones that are fully orange like that, and they can continue to ripen on the counter. But what I really want to do is keep them from rotting on the vine. And then I already have harvested quite a few plum tomatoes, and I'm going to be harvesting quite a few more. The eggplants you'll see here, the eggplants are doing great. They're not quite to harvesting size yet though, so I'm leaving them where they are. We have gotten some okra, and there's more coming in too, so those are fabulous. And these plum tomatoes have just been, like, you can see how densely there is fruit here, and they taste amazing. And I'm excited to, I think I'll turn them into a sauce, like a tomato sauce. I was thinking about learning how to jar tomato sauce and that kind of thing. I don't know that I will actually get to that this year, but I'm going to do what I can, and it's going to be great. And I don't want things to go to waste. There's an okra that's not too far from being harvested. You don't want them to get too big, otherwise they'll start getting woody. But that's what I have going on here. Lots of good eggplant too. And we did have a little bit of bottom end rot going on with some of the tomatoes. I guess just because of some of the inconsistency with the watering this year. We had a lot of heavy rain there for a while. And it was a period of about a week where I didn't even have to come out and water the garden. So that's been interesting. The cucumber vines are still going. I'm overrun with cucumbers. There's another one that this thing has gotten so big. Hang on, let me just show you the size of, and this is a pickling cucumber. I don't know if they're supposed to get this big, but it's big and it's thick. And I can only cut up so much cucumber and put it in my water. And the pickling cucumbers I have found have more like a starchy kind of squash kind of feel to them, so I don't actually enjoy eating them as snacks, so that's unfortunate. But I'm gonna try my best. I made some tzatziki the other day with a cucumber, big old cucumber, but there's so many cucumbers. Anyway, I did want to say one other thing, which is I told you at the beginning of the season that I had 3 bell peppers and 1 jalapeno pepper in each of these 2 beds, this one and that one. And that this corner one over here, which was a jalapeno, had a volunteer tomato growing in it, and I was going to let them grow up together because we don't really eat jalapeno that much. So it was okay if I only had 1 jalapeno plant. Well, joke's on me. I got my seedlings mixed up. This is a bell pepper. Everything else that I planted are jalapeno peppers. So my bell pepper is doing okay. It's given me a few, but I am going to be overrun with jalapenos, and my plan is to cut them up once they're like mature, coin them, and like stick them, like lay them flat on like a cookie sheet or something, freeze them, and then store it, like freeze them, put them back in a Ziploc baggie, and then put them in the freezer so that they'll be like more individually frozen, and I can pull them out and use them for recipes. I don't not use jalapenos. We just use normal peppers way more. Like, look at these. They're already big enough to harvest in some cases. But the volunteer tomato is doing great. It has already produced tomatoes, actually. And I still can't exactly tell what kind it is. Wait a second. I just saw something. Holy cow. It's a big tomato. It's a big boy. That other thing I saw must have been coming off the other plant. Wow. Okay. Never mind. We just discovered this together, guys. This is a big slicer tomato. And it's already put one out. Amazing. Nature is cool. And the bell pepper that it's in with isn't doing too bad. So I'm going to continue to let those grow up together. Even though it's one of my only bell pepper plants. This is what we get this year. So I'm going to harvest all these the honeycomb hybrid tomatoes. They are sweet as ever this year. They're fabulous. And we have a ton of them. I've already harvested a ton. I'm sorry I didn't get a chance to show you that, but I've gotten a whole lot of those. I've gotten a whole lot of these. I've gotten a whole lot of these, and I'm gonna get more. And that's all for this episode of Martin Gardens. I told you that the cantaloupe's name is Whitney. It's because when my sister-in-law came to water it, I asked her to name it for me. She's done that in the past. And she said it looked like a watermelon, so she named it Whitney after a watermelon, even though it's a cantaloupe. I love her. Anyway, that was random. But anyway, this is goodbye from Whitney and the Martin Gardens. I'll keep you updated. Bye.